Good morning. I wanted to show you a little trick with StatCrunch because when you're using your Pearson tools, you often have to open up something in StatCrunch and you have to add up columns and rows and all that stuff. Conditional probabilities, all this crazy stuff. Okay, so just to keep you from having to type all this stuff into your calculator, let's just assume you've just imported a grid of values into StatCrunch from Pearson. So let's say you have a matrix of numbers here. You need to make sure you have some kind of a column with variable names right here. If it's already provided for you, then you just use the one that's given, otherwise you have to make that up. I don't know why StatCrunch won't let you do a two-way table unless you have names for your rows. Okay, then what you do is you go Stat, Tables, Contingency with Summary. Okay, so this is the cascading list of options you need, and then it's all easy from there. You have to select the row label, these names you gave it, and then the columns are all the columns you want to analyze. You can give those things names, you don't have to, because there's this default names. So we don't care about chi-square, but we get it anyway. We want usually the row percent, column percent, percent of total. That's usually all you need. And you just hit compute and it gives you this two-way table. Now it's often the case that this is a confusing thing. There's too many options, so you can go back and say, wait a second, this particular question I only needed percent of total. So in other words, 3 is what percent of 42? 3 is 7% of 42. But if you just want, say, just column percent, you can switch that and say, aha, now the columns add up to 100. And now the rows add up to 100. So you can do them all at once, but it's usually easier to do them one at a time. Okay, and so that's how you save yourself a lot of effort in StatCrunch when you're doing your Pearson homework.